Hello, everybody, and today we are going to be doing the live stream of England versus Iran. So I think we can go through the lineups real quick. Let me just check England versus Iran. Let's look at the lineups. So for England, we've got Jordan Pickford in goal, Kieran Trippier, John Stones, Maguire, and Luke Shaw forming the back four. Holding midfielders Jude Bellingham and Declan Rice. Then the three is going to be Mason Mount, Bukayo Saka, Raheem Sterling, and up front is Harry Kane. And for Iran, we've got Benavad with Keshmi, Hosseini, Mohammadi, and Mohrami. Then we've got Jahanbash, Nurali, don't know that guy's name, Hasafi, Karimi, and then Taremi up front. So
what about for England, the side that went to the semi-finals last time out, up against Iran, a nation for whom they've never met in a competitive fixture. They've played once way back in the 40s in an unclassified game that was won 1-0 by Iran in Tehran. However, the English will expect that on this stage they can start Group B with 3 points. Their captain, Harry Kane, was the Golden Boot winner last time out. So much focus and attention will be on him to see what armband he's wearing. Such is the unique nature of this tournament. The broader issues happening in Iran as well will play into what happens on the pitch. That's the way of the world when it comes to international football. The Khalifa International Stadium is the scene. Mark Bosnich and Craig Foster are alongside me, Richard Bayless. We're counting down to kick off. We're almost there. What do we expect to see, gents, when this game gets underway? Will it be England dominant with the ball, dominant with field position, with possession? Do we expect that it will be them knocking on the door for the majority of this, Foz?
Yeah, I expect that 100% Rich as well. But like I said, just that little point, I'd expect Iran to go at them early and really put Harry Maguire under some pressure. So playing in the four hasn't been in the greatest of forms. And England, like I said, if you're going to sort of get them, you want to try to get them nice and early. So from an Iranian perspective, Foz, you've got something to protect.
Yeah, look, they've got so much quality. So if Iran sit back too much and aren't able to bring the ball out, let's see what they do, even from the goal kicks and the like, to put pressure on them. England, but Bukayo Saka, what an amazing play. You've got Raheem Sterling in great form as well now. And Harry Kane's just an outstanding striker, one of the finest in the world. So I think the attack of England should be too much for them over the course of this 90 minutes, but fascinating to see how both teams set up. And whether England, are able to deal against this counter-attack. Let's just see the first 15 minutes, what happens with both Stones and Maguire.
So Iran are winless in all 8 World Cup matches against UEFA European opposition. Will that change here? England need to change because they haven't won in 6 matches across the Nations League going back to March. If they lose this one, it will equal their record of 7. Let's see how Group B starts off. You'll hear the anthems, and on the other side, your commentator for this one is Martin Tyler.
inspires.
Welcome to you all. Welcome to the Khalifa International Stadium. England team, we'll come to that in a moment. One thing I'd like to point out, the national anthem, the first hearing of God Save the King since at a World Cup final since England's first adventure in this tournament in 1950. Harry Kane leads the England challenge. VAR had a part to play in the opening game.
Game's about to start. Captain down the middle.
16 of Carlos Queiroz' Iran were in Russia 4 years ago. And it is a third final in a row for a couple of starters. At least
Iran.
Safi, the captain, who you've just seen in André Sergio Hansbach. Mehdi Taremi has been in good form with Porto in Portugal, but despite intensive treatment, fellow forward Sardar Azmoun of Bayer Leverkusen isn't fit to start.
England, I think
kick-off local time.
2-1.
In the United Kingdom, 1 o'clock. Lunchtime, there'll be a few bunking off work. I think there'll be a few schools who allowed their kids to maybe have use of the television that's used for other matters in working hours normally.
With England,
it's a big deal, of course, in many countries.
We'll see what
applies to Gareth Southgate's side, who have offered hope, but not quite a trophy.
We'll see what they
and Carlos Queiroz, well known, of course, in England for his time working with Manchester United. Cautious Carlos, we used to call him.
Carlos Queiroz.
One would expect his team to be detailed and diligent defensively. We had a countdown yesterday, England taking the knee, incidentally, which FIFA have approved of as a gesture of solidarity in terms of diversity, anti-discrimination. Has been the issue about the captain's armbands as well. We'll come to that maybe later as John Stones sets up Luke Shaw. The England side pretty much as reported, a couple of positions perhaps in doubt. Jude Bellingham gets a touch of the ball there, and Bukayo Saka is just ahead of him on the England right. The others were all inked in. Here's Stones. Calling Carlos Queiroz cautious. It has been a criticism levelled at Gareth Southgate from time to time as well. I think by picking Bellingham against a more defensive-minded midfield player like now. Jordan Henderson or Calvin Phillips.
Let me check some of the audio.
A positive message.
Let me see.
To the England supporters. Harry Maguire, who's had
audio
a tough season,
loud.
Not played very much. Not really been in the plans of Erik ten Hag at Manchester United. He's not alone in that respect.
All right, I think we should be fine now.
Stadium that holds around 45,000. The second fixture of the 64 crammed into this 4-week schedule. Good playing surface. Warm outside the stadium. At pitch level, the air conditioning is in operation. Here is Bellingham.
Bellingham plays a long ball. Trippier. England with the cross. Defended well by Iran, but England still have the ball. Bellingham.
Sure. They might get a corner out of this, and they do.
First corner of the game.
very, very noisy in the stadium. Excellent acoustics. Kieran Trippier, now of Newcastle United. Very much associated with this part of the world and Saudi ownership. Chance for England to make an early breakthrough here.
Trippier's cross.
Just puts a bit too much on it.
Looks like there's some commotion in the box with Maguire.
In Russia, England were quick to use VAR, or have VAR used in their favour, I should say.
Looks like
Stones and Maguire.
Stones and Maguire look like fallen to the floor.
Attackers
to be an early decision here, but no. Decision ruled out by the ref.
And the Brazilian referee has maybe a word or two in his ear. Stones down, Maguire down. England demanding penalty with a certain amount of vocal force. And from the bench as well, with less demonstrative behaviour from the mild-mannered Southgate. Maguire, one of 6 survivors from the 2018 World Cup semi-final, including the goal scorer in that game, Kieran Trippier. And the left-back, Luke Shaw, was in the 2014 squad in Brazil. So he's playing again for only the second time in this tournament, 8.5 years after the first time. I think that's somewhere in the record books.
Iran needs to apply pressure.
It was only 18 then. Bellingham's only 19 now.
Try to get a goal early, and that'll definitely set the tone.
Baranvand is the goalkeeper for Iran.
Not a great kid.
They've been very welcoming around their training camp to the media. Some difficult questions to players about political situation in Iran. And I must say, some of the players have really stood up for what we would believe to be the right causes.
Back up.
It can't be easy for them when they're here to play football. Stones and Maguire.
Stones to Maguire.
Static ahead of the
not really doing much at the
on the
moment.
ball. Comes in midfield.
I think Iran's structures.
I want it back, but
all right so far.
Iran's not going to give him back.
The only real spark I saw was Jude Bellingham. I think when he has the ball, he would do something with it.
A whole raft of elite clubs in England wanting to bring Bellingham back from Borussia Dortmund, product of Birmingham City and the Midlands.
Bellingham. So now,
Shaw with a chance to cross.
Shaw with the cross.
Defended by Iran. Going in quickly.
Iran looks like to be playing like a park the bus for them. There's a lot of players behind the ball. A lot of players in the Iranian box. Like 6 players defensively in the box.
So far, no great surprises in the shape of these early minutes.
Daka will get the ball. No.
Pressure put on by Bukayo Saka on Majid Hosseini. Stones played more football recently for Manchester City, his club, but a right back rather than more familiar position. He and Maguire have known each other a long time, both Yorkshiremen. Saka. And it's an England free kick. It wasn't the first one, it was the second one. And we saw yesterday how Ecuador undermined Qatar really in the opening 20-25 minutes. Good work from set pieces. The variation here, and Kane crosses.
Oh.
And the goalkeeper getting a touch, I think.
Maguire
made it hard at the back post for Harry Maguire to control it, but there's been a clash in the middle.
Looks like there's been a clash of some sort.
Hosseini's the defender down.
There's a quick pass to Kane. Kane tries to cross it. Clash between the goalie and one of the Iranian defenders.
As you can see, the goalkeeper, Behrenband, had his eye on the ball and then clattered into Hosseini. That could be a nasty one for both players. Totally accidental. He didn't see him coming at all, Hosseini. I think we can maybe do without too many replays of that.
Dante is on the floor.
Of course, there are concussion rules now, part of which is
still on the floor.
The players will want to stay on. That's the natural hunting instinct, if you like, of a professional footballer. The medics should have the final word.
Doesn't look good. That cross did not look good. Didn't see him coming. Slam. That cross is not good. That cross
is the keeper who's come off worse. And
we'll see whether
defender Majid Hosseini
do something. We'll see.
It's a long delay, but a totally understandable one.
A very, very long delay here. Finally, 9 minutes.
Clever thinking by Kane to get there.
Take 8. So just a couple seconds behind, but
the goalkeeper was reaching for it, knew had to make that little touch. Otherwise, it might have gone to Sterling's head. It could have fallen more kindly for Maguire.
So if you're around here,
he did serve his side well.
Number 1 keeper. By starting a second keeper, I guess
it's paid a bit of a price for it.
You know,
just a few minutes into the opening game of the group.
But
Wales,
hopefully,
and USA.
The goalkeeper's fine.
Play later. Make up the section.
He doesn't look good at all.
Smelling salts can be quite prickly, shall I say, to the nostrils. But it is the neck that needs to be checked first and foremost with concussion before they start.
Looks like there might be some sort of concussion here.
The head itself about too much.
Not what they wanted to see.
Gives Gareth Southgate a chance to have a word with Declan Rice.
A little bit, I mean,
Steve Holland in the background.
Much going on, but gives Jonathan Southgate just to provide some details to some players.
Well worked. That'd be the first message, I think.
Out again.
The concern for Carlos Queiroz. He's coming up 70 years old. He's seen pretty much most of these things before.
Looks like
goalkeeper warming up is Hosseini. Hosseini had 4 caps.
He might be coming on here.
Looks as though he might get number 5 very shortly. Much said about player welfare generally. I think the bottom line of that is the risk of playing too many games in a short period. The physical aspect of the game has to be there.
This might be serious.
Most times,
very, very serious here.
The stricken player does recover. England fans of all ages. Really, we're getting younger and younger. It's been quite an adventure for that young fella to be out here so far from home, one would suggest. But the Iranians have their supporters and they have their belief. Ranked 20th in the world. Desperate to make this 6th World Cup qualification the one where they get out of the group. When these kind of contacts happen, if you get any
I think we should be back. I think we should be back. I think we should be back. I think we should be. Testing. Alright. Sorry about that. Wi-Fi cut out. Guy's still out. Looks like he's coming on. Poor guy. Poor Ron.
So eventually, here he comes. Hussein Hosseini.
One of the very start.
Iranian-based players.
We'll see how these people can be the hero. We'll see.
Well, plenty of sympathy. And it should not interfere with the amount of substitutes that they can use. This would count as a concussion substitute, which also give England an extra change should they want to do so. To balance it up, that's the way this relatively new regulation works.
You never know, like situations like these.
So
to provide them to be quite
now on a
useful
proper
at these
resumption.
times. So we'll see how they do it.
Here in one of the more central venues. But excellent service from the new Metro.
So yeah. Trippier. I think England really gotta counter on this. Definitely counter attack.
Here's Shaw.
Okay.
Now making the run.
England making the moves up the pitch.
With Sterling, Bellingham trying to get forward.
I think Iran are just playing
Jahanbakhsh,
defense,
former Brighton man.
but
Against
again, they're just playing past the bus right here. They're playing with 6 players basically back, and then I think they should try to play on the counter attack.
Skimmed forward by Pickford is.
But I think Iran will have a good
Clearance is
defense for
straight.
England.
Referee
So they have the ball now, Iran.
challenged by Stones. Taremi.
Anything out, like
On
get
the
more
left-hand
central,
side.
that would be good.
Milad Mohammadi. That's a long throw in his locker. And they conceded a free kick. Haji Safi is the most likely player to take it. Well, England haven't had too much defending to do. Their concentration
Like
might
that
have just
free kick
lapsed a
for
little bit
Iran
with the
right
long
here.
delay for the substitution for the goalkeeper at the other end. Now suddenly England's Pickford might have some work to do.
This is a real opportunity to go.
Down the outside, then trying to curl it in. Only partially cleared to Nourahi.
Iran still have possession.
Saka
on the counter.
the better of
Good
Jahanbakhsh.
defense. Good tackle.
England can get out of a spot of bother.
That was a good tackle.
Maguire. Luke Shaw, the only natural left back in the England squad. Ben Chilwell, one of those who had an ill-timed injury, and of course Reece James, who might well have been preferred to Trippier as a right-sided member of the back four. Also on that very unfortunate list of not available.
Iran boots it up.
Back by Maguire.
Foul given.
And some complaints by Ahmed Nouralahi. Shaw. It goes again. Manchester United left back.
Cross blocked.
Bellingham going for it. And to fake the deflection, it's an Iranian throw. Right back. Sadegh Mohrami. Interesting comparison to Iran's first game in the 2018 finals, and they had a player who's playing today with number 15, Rubes Chesmi, played in that game, then got injured the next day in training and didn't feature again in the World Cup. And now they've got one just a few minutes into the opening match, which might well render Alireza Bayranban out of the competition, certainly for a couple of weeks with the concussion protocol. That might be the end of the road for Iran, but they will hope not. Jahanbakhsh picks up the first yellow card. On to the top there of Luke Shaw's left foot. Trying to take the bullets out of the gun there, because Shaw's left foot is very much part of England's weapon
so far, but we'll see. We'll see how the things go for the first half. Another foul. Bro, constantly fouls are being given. I feel there's been like 3-4 fouls like given. It feels like a Broadway show. People just diving.
Iran might be
not diving,
feeling,
but like just falling down still.
Been okay in midfield. They haven't offered too much apart from the incident that led to the goalkeeping substitution.
Alright, I'm going to see a big chance here.
Trippier takes.
Oh, good. One thing I've noticed from Iran from the very beginning of these matches, they have a very solid defense. I think they put their body on the line. They're very good at defending. But I think if Iran is able to hitting on the counter,
was a meal made of that by
really good for them.
For Riganji. There you have it. The in contest is when neither side has got complete control. Half of the enhanced technology.
Saka
data
taking on an Iranian player. Plays it back to Bellingham. Bellingham to Trippier. Trippier back to Saka.
Saka. It's a tough defense to try and dribble through.
Another Iranian player on the floor.
Saka.
They've gotten bad
the ball, given away a free kick of his own.
Within the first 30 minutes, 3 players have technically gone down. Goalkeeper's been injured. It's not a good sight for Iran here. It's a very, very bad sight for them. Hope it's not another injury, because
Karimi.
It will be catastrophic for their World Cup run, especially the game right now.
He's been part of Arsenal's very successful first chunk of this disrupted season. at the break. They topped the league by 5 points. Here
Back
is
at the
Saka.
ball. What can we do with it?
The goalkeeper's ball. It'd be
First
grateful
sort of
for a touch
shot.
like that.
Easy save for
Full grass.
the goalkeeper.
Hussein Husseini. Hanbach to Mohamed
Putting it through.
Not
Right
a lot
there.
of belief in Iran when they get the ball to get at England. Plenty of belief and confidence in a pass like that. From Rice to Trippier, his little nod forward.
I think Rice is doing a lot of work defensively right here.
And Saka,
honestly.
but also finding him.
But he's
was
doing a lot
Majid
of
Hussein.
work defensively
Husseini with
for England.
another one that's coming in from the dangerous angle from behind. Rice of West Ham United. West Ham so connected with England's only ever World Cup win in 1966. Bobby Moore, the captain. Geoff Hurst, the hat-trick hero in the final, and Martin Peters, who scored the other England goal all those years ago.
Again, just
Beckman has been saying himself that he doesn't score enough goals for
playing
club
simply around the back.
or for country.
That's what England's been doing. No,
It's the
yeah.
midfield pivot, if you like. Others are breaking forward, like Bellingham, who's actually the furthest
No
forward.
from England
All
right
went
now.
into Rice.
I think the only greatest
Here's
spark
Trippier.
have been probably Saka and Bellingham so far. Here comes, speaking of Saka, here comes Saka again.
Kane wanting the ball played into the far post. He might get it
Here we
from
go. Saka.
here.
Cross.
Comes in by the low road and
Oh,
into the side.
how did Mason Mount not get
Mason
that on
Mount.
target? Try to go near post. Beautiful play here. And
It's
Saka,
typical of Mount's work.
Trippier, Sterling,
Just,
Saka.
Loitering, then he sets off into an area and he gets in front of the defender.
That could have been the
Just
first
off
goal.
to the route.
Mason
wheeling
Mount,
away in
that could have been the
celebration for
first goal,
scoring.
100%.
Had almost half an hour, but a significant amount of time of that was play was suspended. Good crowd, a lot of talk of the England fans staying outside Qatar and making journeys in for the
I want
day.
Iran to do an
Flying in
upset,
from the likes of Dubai.
I think Iran should definitely have an upset. 100%.
Trippier. Heavy touch from Bellingham. It wasn't a foul, he was close.
Iran
Getting
calling
himself
for a
into
foul
trouble
when
with
it really
England.
wasn't.
Now with Mount.
Now here
supported
comes
by
Imran on the
Shaw.
counter.
Sterling in the middle.
Can they make something of it? Clyde plays it to Trippier.
On the
Trippier
advance,
plays it
headed
to
on
Kane.
by Kane to an area
No
where
one in the
no was
middle.
there for England, but
That pocket is
Iran
space.
didn't realise that.
Now Iran are back.
Trippier again. Clever.
Sterling manages,
Raheem Sterling.
but it goes out for a corner.
Now a Chelsea player. Hasn't been the best of moves for him. Club generally under new ownership, of course. And with management change since he came from Manchester City. Thomas Tuchel out, Graham Potter in. England corner. Set pieces were there.
That piece for England right now.
Devices to get goals in the last World Cup. Took them all the way to the semi-finals. He was one of the taller players for Naganji. England might be looking for VAR help again. There's some
Trippier
grabbing
cross.
here. Rice.
Maguire, oh, hits the post.
And England
Harry Maguire.
very nearly. worked the
Nearly.
same trick again.
Now here comes Iran.
But now they've got to deal with the
Here they come, counter.
attack.
Jahanbach, good defense by Trippier. And that could have been England very unlucky
can't
to
keep
not
it
to
in.
score there.
And we can
Harry
see how
Maguire.
close Harry Maguire came. Coming in behind Stones. There the
Very
two.
nearly. Harry Maguire.
Well, that's not just a warning to Iran, but to all the teams that England will face. Maguire with 7 England goals, high-scoring central defender. Mohammadi. Helped out by Haji Safi. It's the other number 3.
Oh, that Maguire chance
Luke
though,
Shaw.
could have definitely made it 1-0.
He's had quite an
But
odd
Iran
England
still
career,
hang
partly
on.
through injury, but partly through a bit of disillusionment with call-ups to the national team. It's very much the prospect when he went to the World Cup in 2014, and then 3 or 4 years later you hear Gareth Southgate say, I don't think Luke really wants to play for England anymore, and I might not be able to pick him anymore. But he's come back strong. He's very much part of the leadership group now, maturing as a person as well as a player. And he's the outlet here. Maguire. Would have been a big story for the English media if Harry Maguire had headed England in front. It's a place in the squad, let alone the team, has been under question. Here's Shaw to fire it in.
Bellingham!
It's,
And it's
with some
1-0.
authority
Jude Bellingham.
by Jude Bellingham.
1-0.
19-year-old. Well, there's a step forward from
Bellingham
Gareth
first
Southgate,
on the score
a
sheet.
midfield player to step up, not sitting alongside Declan Rice.
Jude Bellingham first on the score sheet.
He is a prospect, let me tell you.
What an amazing header. That was a good
He's already
headed
shown
finish.
himself in the
Jude Bellingham should be
Champions
very
League
proud of that.
environment with his German
Maguire
club. But
plays
here he
it.
is
Quick passes from
in the
England.
World Cup.
Shaw with the cross. Bellingham.
in there, and that's a
Boom.
clever header.
Clever header.
He knew where the gap was.
Gap. Top corner, not right
And
corner.
England have their first
What
goal
can you? What more
of the
can you ask? What more
2022
honestly?
finals.
Bellingham. Good. England got a goal in the first half. Now they can use the momentum to go one
Just
wide
a little
against Iran.
nudge. Hey, Jews. And after Maguire had hit the frame of the goal, no surprise really that England have made the breakthrough, and that it was via the aerial route. And here
England right again.
come again, and
Oh.
not quite come again because it ran away from Mount, just overcooked the pass by Kane. Kane was probably the target, but Bellingham said, I'm having this. And the semi-finalists of 2018 take the lead with one of those who's come on the scene since 2018.
But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Iran can still do something.
Well, it's tough for Iran having to change the goalkeeper. I'm not sure that would have made too much difference.
Hopefully he comes to Liverpool. He should come
What
to
a time,
Liverpool.
what a place to get your first international goal.
Talent England has.
He's certainly come close in a few of his previous caps. No surprise that he gets in there.
England just needs to get their
his 18th appearance.
And to see out this game.
He's a scorer for his country. How much will that mean? A vast amount, for sure.
They cannot do that, honestly.
Bellingham again.
Bellingham has been a bright spot in England.
Kane, who likes to come deep. Plays with pace running around him. Like Sterling, like Saka. That's Chesney, the unfortunate player in the first game of the last World Cup finals. Well, he played in it, but he was injured shortly afterwards and couldn't get his place back. Working between the lines is a concept. Playing between the lines, if you can.
I don't know what you do if you're Iran, honestly.
Of the shape of the team and the shape
of
the opponents.
It's unfortunate. This England team just filled with talent.
Who is doing it well?
What Iran needs to do.
See something to work on.
Whenever they have a corner, they need to play on the counter.
Data-driven game now.
Get rid of the corner, play on the counters. Play a long ball to Taremi. I think Taremi can definitely outpace people like Maguire, Shaw.
No, he wasn't giving us a foul. He was
we'll see,
totally committed. Try and nick the ball again. England prepared to press high.
Boots it up the field. Maguire wins the header. Taremi still charging forward here.
Pickford, who would have been
easily
in Australia, of course, with Everton, had the World Cup call not come. Jahanbakhsh.
Iran
by
on the attack now. Jahanbakhsh.
This is better from Iran.
Could this be something?
Nearly a corner conceded by Rice. Maguire helped him out. England want to play from the back.
That could have been
something
from
England. Might be better get it towards the halfway line. Mount switching the play to Trippier.
Pockets
not the best ball this time for Saka. Or he might turn it into something.
No, Saka. Foul given.
He hoped he had, but not quite going to get away with that one. Foul on Majid Hosseini, who was the player, remember, who was the other part of the accident. His recovery was clearly a much easier process to negotiate.
England's done well so
Saka.
far. Iran, I think Iran
Stones
still
and
can
Maguire.
provide something with the first half of the second half. I think Iran still can do something about this. I believe. There's that chance earlier, obviously, they don't mind to score.
The real concern in the England camp, knowing how Carlos Queiroz sets up teams, that getting a goal,
really didn't do anything with
the longer the game went on without breaking through, the more the England fans would get frustrated, the more encouragement Iran would take, but they've got the goal.
But it's still 1-0 right now. Anything can happen within this half, the second half, anything can happen. We're just waiting.
Sure. So they can vary the approach softly at times. And then there is the chance to go further forward quicker. Bellingham's annoyed that didn't happen. He'd made another good run. Shaw, the supply line from the left. Rice. Stones picking out Shaw again.
Shaw. Down goes well. Well played, never mind. Plays it back. Sterling.
Could be in again. There was no offside.
Good defense. Good defense. Very, very
Mason
good
Mount
defense. Right
knew
there.
that.
Very good defense. Corner for England there. We'll see what this is what I'm saying.
So it's the go-to situation again.
If Iran managed to clear it, I think they should definitely provide something on the counter.
Different set-piece coaches in the England camp than the main protagonists 4 years ago. But Stones and Maguire are still central to it all.
Maguire with the header. Saka is 2-0.
It's
for
picked
Bukayo
out by
Saka with
Bukayo
a
Saka this
sting of
time.
beauty.
And it's not direct
Bukayo Saka
from the set piece, but the second place does the trick. And England
of the highest
are moving towards half-time in control.
It's 2-0 to England. And we could see an
Of
absolute
course,
demolition of Iran right here.
will have a say.
Bukayo Saka, what a
Certainly,
goal, honestly.
Iranian players think there's
Bukayo.
something worth investigating
Oh,
here.
you know what's
Let's have a
annoying?
look at it.
I had it in my so rare team, but I was like, oh, I don't know where it's going to start. So I played Modric instead.
Nothing too much with the knockdown,
Saka's
nothing
went
too
and
much in
scored.
terms
Maguire.
of offside. Maguire with the assist. Saka cutting
Harry
across the
Maguire
ball.
didn't score an own goal after got an assist.
Still managing to keep it down. Well, it's the young Lions, the Lion Cubs for Gareth Southgate. Arsenal have a say in the England cause here.
2-0.
Maybe that was what they were feeling
Bukayo
against.
Saka, take a
Maguire
bow.
shoved.
Take a bow.
Those protests are still going on. Just to tell you, we don't get, unlike in the coverage of the Premier League and other tournaments as well, we don't get any instruction at all. We react as you do. And once this ball is kicked, England lead 2-0. Well, I said a while back that the two wild cards, if you like, in terms of 9 players inked in to start and a couple only penciled in maybe, well, those two have inked themselves in, haven't they, because they've scored the 2 goals. Kane, top scorer, of course, in the last World Cup. Good advantage.
Oh, here
played by
come
the
England
referee.
again. Bellingham on the
Bellingham.
corner. Kane.
Sterling trying to stay onside in the middle. Kane crosses.
with the cross.
Oh,
3-0. Oh my God.
Sterling.
Oh, it's going to
Looked
be
as
a
if he did stay
demolition.
onside.
Demolition job.
England are sending a message here.
3-0. Raheem.
And David Beckham,
Sterling.
an ambassador
3-0
for
here.
the host country.
Raheem
With his own World
Sterling.
Cup pedigree.
3-0. And that's all 2 goals. This is another
It was
David
important
Beckham.
how Sterling conducted himself as other players had the ball.
He came. Unfortunately,
Hold.
with the whole goalkeeper
And
thing.
still holding.
England just outclassing
That's
them. Bukayo,
absolutely nailed on 3-0.
Kane, cross, easy.
Well, he's not in the
Easy,
best club
easy.
form,
Cool as you
but
like,
when he puts on
Raheem
an England
Sterling.
shirt, Raheem comes
Cool
alive.
as you like, Raheem Sterling.
For those who've made the journey here, and it's not an easy one, we'll be remembering this first half.
Honestly.
And Maguire just got there. He's slightly back on his heels. will be a free kick to England. We have 14 minutes of added time, and England want to make full use of that. Reaching 20 goals is a landmark for any England forward.
Minutes of added time, ladies and gentlemen. And we've seen
company.
England saying, we've seen an England statement here.
He was the player who, for a long time, couldn't score for England.
Proven by England, honestly. What play? They could go for a fourth. Bellingham. Oh, could have taken a shot there, in my opinion.
Now the England fans egging on their team for more.
Yeah, the England chance here. The chance of England. Is it coming home? We don't know. It's against Iran, though. You need to see a real test. We've still got Wales and USA.
Saka.
Tough competitors.
Trippier wins a corner. Iran have had a couple of draws in group games. I remember my first World Cup, they drew with Scotland. England hadn't qualified in 1978. And of course, in the last World Cup, they drew with Portugal. Here's Trippier for the set-piece specialist.
Yeah. Bellingham.
One back with alarm by Bellingham. Trippier. Everyone wanting to get a piece of this in a white shirt. And the worry for Iran is that Harry Kane hasn't scored yet. Trippier. Well, if it had finished on the dot of 45 minutes, it would have been a very long first half for Iran, but they've still got a tortuous 10 minutes or so, you feel. We'll try to turn the screw even more. Taremi, but not for long. One aspect that I think has come up a few times already in our conversations on SBS, that these England players were playing league football just a week ago. 8 days to be precise for some of them, 9 days for others, but they are match sharp, and you've seen a great example of the way the goals have been taken, the domination that they've got.
We're back.
This is no easing themselves into a tournament in June after not playing a competitive game for their clubs for 3 or 4 weeks. You might find, if it goes well for the nations who, not just England it applies to, of course, but the nations with the players who play in the big leagues, they might be asking for November World Cups every 4 years. Stones with a certain amount of elegance. It's always tempting when you have this kind of advantage to take an extra touch or two. Sure. Sterling
to Rice. Trippier.
And from Trippier.
Saka.
Saka.
See what he can do.
A little bit too intricate in the end. It's played out of Bukayo Saka for a goal kick.
Goal kick to Iran.
plenty speaking up for Iran before this match. Ranked 20th in the world. Third consecutive appearance at the World Cup. But we saw a one-sided game yesterday at the opening match. And it's panning out pretty similar here. And for Ecuador,
what you do
read
in
England.
Honestly, like, I think if you're around, just don't concede anymore. Just don't concede any more goals. Honestly, just.
Maguire.
I'll say park the bus. I want England to see this game out. Take the opportunity to bring on some players that probably won't get a chance to play, like the knockouts. Maybe like Gallagher, or I think Foden should still.
Remember, England are a team that came into this match
like
6 games without a win. Fearing that another one,
like
knowing that another one would equal the international team's all-time non-winning record of 7. But that was in the year of 1958. It was a World Cup year, included 4 games in the Sweden World Cup, but it was also the year of the Munich tragedy, which robbed England of some really outstanding Manchester United players in tragic circumstances. I think that should have an asterisk against it in the record books. Shaw and Rice and Trippier. Kane loping about through the middle, thinking maybe his time would come. Possibly still.
Wow, long ball.
Very long first half, but it is drawing to a close now. If you weren't with us right at the beginning, injury to Alireza Bayram-Band, the Iran goalkeeper, colliding with one of his own defenders. It was a sickening blow. It took a while to persuade him that discretion was the better part of valor. But he actually stayed on for a restart for just a few moments and then realized it was beyond him. And since then, the game looks as though it's beyond Iran. Trippier, a bit of a strange one, and suddenly it's a kind of mistake that at this level you can get punished for. Outnumbering England in the middle here was the best chance, and it came to one of their proven goal scorers. Alireza Jahanbakhsh was the man over. So it's the kind of mistake you make when you're 3-0 up. Possibly would have been disallowed for offside. The pass. And he took it on, but he took it on as tentatively, really, as Iran have taken on England. Ball's gone out. Well, we are running late. England almost wanting to run down these last few minutes of the 14.
I believe it's run down.
My calculation, I might have 3 left.
Extremely long.
And England have 3 goals. All scored before added time.
Guys, let me know what your thoughts are off the match.
Okay. Was an obstruction stopping Mount getting the return pass. He might have wondered when his header hit the frame of the goal at 0-0 whether England might struggle to find the scoring touch. And Iran getting more and more frustrated. Mount clipped this time. Might just be within range for Kane.
Lots of fun with 14 in the added time, bro. Again, I think it's a very long first half, obviously.
That 3. Can't see anybody going for goal, but the goalkeeper offers an angle for, say, the left-footed Shaw to his right. Why not try it? Bellingham's gone away. Rice is in to have his 2 penneth. Very, very late into a prolonged, protracted first half here in Doha. Maguire's on the move, in towards him, past him. Trippier. Bellingham. One of the gifts that Rice possesses is he's really a centre-half who's been converted into a midfield player, so he can drop in and in the middle of the back line. You'll find him here.
England, I think they should just let players give players that won't play a chance, honestly, because not really the point of
well, back in England, they'll be enjoying their lunch as the football team has enjoyed feasting on the opposition in the first game in the group, which had its drama right at the start with the injury. Goalkeeper Beran Ban, and Maguire hit the crossbar, and then Bellingham came up with his first England goal. Bukayo Saka followed on shortly afterwards, and then a crisp counter-attack got Raheem Sterling on the score sheet, his number 20 for his country. England gets the first half, and there will be all sorts of qualifying remarks, but they have looked like a team capable of qualifying from beyond this group. Let's leave it at that. At the break, they lead Iran by 3-0.
Football unites the world.
Na paixão
and peace.
And enjoy.
El fútbol une a todos.
We.
We.
Halftime. My thoughts of halftime. In my opinion, yeah, England's just running away with this, honestly. And if I think Iran were to do something, I think they should just try grab some sort of consolation goal just to show that, you know, they're still in this. They're still like have a shot of doing well in this group. And make it tough for England in the second half, but I'm not sure if they're able to win. But in terms of England, I think just try see this game out, get the 3 points, and use this as momentum for the next game in the group. Yeah, I'll be gone just for a bit.
What a time to score your first goal for your nation at the age of 19. Jude Bellingham, the second youngest goal scorer in World Cup history for the Three Lions, kick-started what was an amazing first half for England. They are 3-0 up over Iran at half-time. This game just about out of sight already. If it isn't, it could get even more ugly for Iran in the second 45. Welcome to the World Games coverage. This, Foz, has been...
How's Asia going so far? Not too well.
Not ideal in the first two games, it has to be said, but England very impressive. They've done what they had to do.
Absolutely.
We were a little bit worried, weren't we, that maybe they'd struggled to break down Iran. It's been
It was a big question.
You were worried.
Yeah. But no, before the game we were saying, I mean, they've got an incredible generation at the moment with creativity, speed, fullbacks with great deliveries. You've seen what Trippier can do, whether it's free kicks or otherwise. But Bukayo Saka is a fantastic talent. And then you've got Mason Mount, who is playing exceptionally well. And of course you've got Raheem Sterling, and then you've got Harry Kane up front. So there's no question that it's there, but it has to come to life. And in the first half, so thrilling. They've done everything near perfectly. I think it was one half shot, in the box. One final third entry basically by Iran. They have been absolutely smashed, Boz. It's been superb play. And this ball up, this vertical ball up,
Harry Maguire.
the little bounce off back to Sterling has been a real feature of the first half, particularly into Mason Mount. And so they've played through, they've got their back five and then the four, Boz. And the midfield of 100%. Iran, they just haven't been able to stop these passes.
No. At the superb first half performance, now, a lot of people will turn around and say, it's only Iran. I can hear what you're saying, but you can only beat who's in front of you. And the bottom line is they've done an excellent job. They're unlucky not to get a penalty, in my opinion, England, right at the beginning. Then they had that massive break because the goalkeeper obviously had to get substituted to Saka's goal, which sort of, I thought, sort of broke up their momentum that they had. But then after that, they've been an absolute joy to watch.
The club form
absolutely superb.
that Saka brings in. I mean, we talk about Bellingham at the age of 19. Saka at only 21 has brought in so much club form. The man that finished the third one off, though, Raheem Sterling, for England, very few players have done what he has over the past few seasons. Ever reliable, great finisher.
Brilliant. And you know what? Kane's been outstanding as well.
Yes.
They're just getting that little half step in front of the defender and getting those balls across quite quickly. They had a really good chance very early in the game from exactly the same. Kane did exactly that, actually, and you remember it just went a little bit too high.
Yeah, it did.
But they're playing through that. They're playing through the centre of midfield beautifully, and then also around. The fullback's doing well. They've got, Saka coming inside. Sterling plays well in the little spaces. Mount is doing brilliantly. And for Iran, it's they're finished anyway. These guys, the way they're going, they can now make some changes in the second half.
What would you do if you were Carl?
Well, I don't think you can change much. This is the problem with Kiroj. This is the disappointment so far about Asian teams. Iran can play football, right? They've always had outstanding technical players. But anyway, the Iranians love him. He's been there. It's his fourth World Cup. He keeps, in the last World Cup, they just kind of edged their way and almost scraped through. But this is one reason why they haven't been through, right, is because they're just never in this game. Here's the one I was talking about at the start. So that's carbon copy of the goal that they scored later. I think Declan Rice has been brilliant, Boz.
Yeah, Declan Rice has been excellent. Jude Bellingham, excellent.
So important.
And Harry Maguire, I'm so happy for him, obviously, because he's come off a rough period. I think he's been excellent as well. Really good play, really good play. And we saw this time and time again. And one thing that they're doing very, very well is that you got Saka and you got Sterling, who are basically playing like two number 10s. Right in behind Kane. There's the one that come off the crossbar.
Great delivery.
And they're drawing in. You asked the question before, why are they getting around so much? Iran, especially a 5-man defence, because them two are playing so narrow at times. They're drawing in a lot of the Iranian defenders, and then they're going wide. And they're going wide either to their fullbacks, or in some cases Jude Bellingham or Mason Mount over on the left-hand side. and they've
Here
done
we
a
go.
really
Let's
good
have
job.
a look here. So team stats, so 73%, 11% in
that's in
contest.
contest,
That's
yeah.
fine. Of 96 passes in one half is just, you're not going to get lower than that. It's, you basically have not, just simply not been in the game. Of course, pass completion, they had, you know, field position, just sitting on top of them. But again, we see a lot of football, Champions League, World Cups. Sitting on top of a team doesn't necessarily mean being able to break them down. And so England fans have to be so pleased about the creativity of this team, the movement, the technical quality. It's very good to watch.
It has gone extraordinarily well for England to this point. 3-0 up at the break. Hang around because plenty more coming your way after the break. Second half, not too far away. The Three Lions in total control at the Khalifa International Stadium. They lead Iran 3-0.
Discover a world of difference on SBS On Demand. With over 15,000 hours of world-class entertainment at your fingertips. All for free. And stream our TV channels anywhere, anytime.
Back. Zooey. Nah, I'm good. Game starting. I'll tell you. I'll probably just come when it starts again. Second half. Oh, bro, I'm so tired. But we're gonna keep streaming till the game finishes. So I'll be back in a bit, and hopefully we'll see some action. We'll see some action. Let's actually see how many views we've had. Obviously, our legit one viewer, bro. Honestly, but like now, we hit 100 views in terms of total stream. I mean, obviously, average duration is about 2 minutes, but still 100 views. That ain't that bad. That ain't that bad, bro. That ain't that bad. So we can keep growing, and hopefully I can make a better match reaction or make it so a nicer video. Hopefully we can get more views, and yeah, we can continue the grind. So I'll be back when the second half begins.
Well, so much for England having a difficult time of their Group B opener. It was predicted to be tight and hard to break down Iran. It's been anything but that, though. 3-0 up at the break. Powerful stuff. Bruising, too, for Iran. We've seen their goalkeeper, Alireza Birinvan, taken off with what appeared to be a nasty injury, hence the 14 minutes of additional time on that first half. It's interesting to see as well, Foz, as we wait for the second half to get underway. Whereas England not wearing the One Love armband.
No,
7 nations won't be wearing that from Europe. Yet we saw Iran's players not singing the anthem pre-game. Powerful stuff.
Incredibly courageous, standing, in solidarity with people and the social movement back in Iran. So I really congratulate them. Let's talk about it after the game, about the armband. That's disgraceful, actually. I can't believe that the European nations have said no. And, don't at least take the responsibility to wear it and to push FIFA and force their hand. It's absolutely extraordinary. Nevertheless, for the second 45, big task here for Queiroz. It's now damage limitation. He's got to be now thinking about possible goal difference and so on. He cannot concede any more goals. And if he can get one back, okay, all the better. For England, they can start resting some players. But I'm just looking forward to seeing this next 45. This England playing like this is so beautiful to watch. It's absolutely fantastic football.
Looks like Kanani is coming on as well for Iran.
Yeah, speaking of hand being forced, a triple change from Carlos Queiroz, trying to salvage some goal difference at this point early on in the tournament. For that, let's take you back to your commentator for this one, Martin Tyler.
Second half underway with those 3 subs on. Azatullah.
Second half begins right now.
Zadega, who is the longest name, I think, on the roster. Or just Kanani on his shirt. We might go with that.
1 on 3 players. And it's Iran, I think. If we can get one happy day and just don't concede anymore. And England just rest some players and bring some.
So, that's
some more like keep
3 of the permitted 5. Remember that his picture almost having a wobbly moment at the start of the second half. I'm sure Carlos Queiroz has got into his team and say, well, we've got to do better than this. We've got to really try and compete, and Pickford very nearly presented them with the perfect opportunity to start the second half more successfully. So Jahanbakhsh is off, Chesney's off, and Karimi's off.
Ali Karimi replaced by number 6. Saeed Azatullah also leaving the field, number 15. Rusbeh Chesney replaced by number 13.
Headed by Trippier.
Hossein Kanani, and replacing number 7. Ali Reza number 17.
This pass, kind of Bellingham.
Looking to impose themselves again, though.
Saka.
Saka not quite able to take the ball with him.
Kane crosses.
That's by Kane, who played that ball in so beautifully for Sterling to score the 3rd goal. It's one thing strikers know when they get wide. They know the kind of cross that they would like themselves, and they're early, not passing it to the right back and back again, and whip it in, get across your man and get your chance, and in Sterling's case, get the goal. There was a very fine England player from the 1980s, 70s, Trevor Francis, who played through the middle sometime but knew how to cross it from the right. He scored the only goal England played a similar nation in Kuwait in 1982. It was only a 1-0 win. And went out of that tournament without losing a game in a format that doesn't exist anymore. Sterling. Here's Kane. Still Kane.
Behind the back.
It is a booking. The referee was right on the spot, I have to say.
Free kick. Kane's down. Looks hurt. Harry Kane looks hurt. This is not good.
Riley Ganji.
Not good for England. Big sign of hurt.
One of the players who's been put up in the last few days towards the media to answer some pretty awkward questions. Felt for the players being put in the responsibility of being political spokesmen, but some have handled it really well. And Kane, who has slightly suspect ankles.
Hopefully he's all right.
This is an ankle injury. I'm not sure. They've just opened up the knee on the challenge. It's reasonably close to being a legitimate challenge. just the angle of the approach, really. And he saw it as a foul straight away, and he saw one straight away. We want to get up because he's a leading candidate to take this free kick. Of course, he'll have to go off the field. Callum Wilson, like Trippier of Newcastle United. It's just the case of whether they'll want to risk the captain. We saw Enner Valencia last night stay on, really. The game was pretty much won. Confirmation of the yellow card.
Free kick for England, yeah.
There used to be a regulation, if a player got booked, he didn't have to go off the field if he had treatment. That can't be in place anymore.
Trippier.
They certainly know it.
Here's Madison.
This is where Trippier sort of distance that he scored from in the semi-final against Croatia, giving them the lead in that game. They eventually lost 2-1, and yes, Kane is allowed back on. Not take the free kick. Trippier has seniority into the wall.
Oh, so Trippier
Sure.
and Mason. Oh, okay. I see. Sterling tried the back here.
Neville, an England player. Trippier was caught from behind. England have still got the ball. Trippier still suffering. This is where Gareth Southgate might have to just take a wider view of proceedings. I know 3-0 should be good enough. And with the extra change made possible because of the concussion sub, surely a little brains trust is thinking we might have to do something here. This starting 11 that put down a marker to the manager saying, you know, we want to be the go-to guys for the next game as well. Doesn't mean they have to finish this one though. England's football is painting well too. Forward by Kanani, the three who came on at half-time.
Oh, here comes. Could have been a chance for a run right there.
Kane seems okay. Trippier actually hurt in one of Newcastle's last games before the end of the Premier League, or the temporary halting of the Premier League. He was concerned he might not be fit for the trip, but he's a very durable lad. That might be a goal kick, and it is, despite the claims from Taremi.
Pickford clears.
Kane loses out in the air. Rice. Saka, one of the first half goal scorers, heading to Bellingham's opener. Sterling got the third. Sweetly done. And England could be in again here. It was Bellingham at the heart of it.
Good clearance from England could have got a fourth there.
Well, when you make 3 substitutions at half-time, you have to make sure those who are coming on know their responsibilities, who to pick up at set pieces. And we'll see whether that's been pointed out by Carlos Queiroz and his coaching staff as England look for number 4 here. Goalkeeper half comes.
Keeper comes punching.
It's on back by Rice. It's back where it started.
Another corner for England.
Declan Rice and Mason Mount, incidentally, don't play for the same clubs, but they're very good mates. Declan was at Chelsea as a youngster alongside Mason. Got released. And I think almost the next day, or maybe even the same day, went to West Ham and said, "Do you want to take me?"
Oh, why?
And they said, "Yes, please." As a young player. Out-swinging corner. Over Maguire this time. Kane. Shaw. Early cross from Mount. Quite wrap his foot around it.
What a throw ball.
I'm still looking for that one ball over the top. Might have been on then. For the central striker. And now England, who do have a lapse or two in their locker. You don't not win for 6 games without having some fallibilities.
Very good.
Lovely touch from Kane. Sterling's away. He's got Saka up with him.
Yeah. Last ditch tackle.
Pace to Burn. Good recovery.
Last ditch tackle.
From Iran. Kanani wasn't going to catch him.
What quality though.
Another corner. Luke Shaw, who crossed for the Bellingham goal. He's one of those waiting around the penalty spot.
Another set piece for England here.
And England find a fourth here. It's called a foul. So far the refereeing, when we're, you know, what are we, not even 15 minutes into the second half of the second game, but there was a fear from the political statements after the referees had had their meeting from Luigi Collina, who was a pretty strict referee in his time, a very, very good one, that maybe the game wouldn't be given the chance to breathe, but I think from what we've seen so far, that's certainly not the case. It has had breadth, it just hasn't had a sense of competition yet. Iran still have time to try and get themselves back in the frame here. England just soft pedal a bit too much.
Would be good for them, would be actually good for them.
Forward by Kanani. Even what offside, it's not forthcoming. Well judged in the end by Asad Talahi. With the half-time introductions. Sure. Stones. Nicely into Bellingham. Easy stride. Now Saka. Sterling. There wasn't that on the overlap, but that's short.
Now here comes Iran. Long ball.
It's a clever ball.
Lucky. Handball, I think.
Pulled away well with Karemi, but it's handball. It was one-on-one with Maguire. Just that real chance for Jahan Baksh right at the end of that prolonged first half. Actually, the same for Qatar. Had a chance just before half-time when they were 2-0 down yesterday.
Oh,
Bellingham sure to have a crack. Scored recently against Germany. Actually,
can we see something? Can we actually see something? Come on, come on,
come
on, England.
Southampton. And so we've known each other for a while, and said you always get surprised when I score. He said you shouldn't be. I've got more goals in me. We'll see whether that's tested over the next few weeks.
Pickford boots it up.
That's damage limitation, mostly for Iran, you feel. England took a little bit of a time to get going. Of course, a good chunk of that time was because of the treatment to Beren Van. Maguire. Wasn't the sort of ball that Trippier was too pleased to receive, I don't think. In two moments that Gareth Southgate might spot up.
Shoot from distance.
Of overconfidence.
Aim properly. I don't know where he was aiming. It was legit five light years away
from optimistic
that
range, should we say?
5 light years away from the ball. That was just a clumsy shot. Actually had a real opportunity.
Pickford has sense too. He would have hoped this team might have cashed in on England being slightly less effective in their defending since the restart. Trippier. Kane. And Kane just turning to Pickford. Distance between them.
Bro, look at that.
So appreciate the length of the ball and the earliness of it.
Wow. That's actually wild. That's wild.
Sterling still going. Saka would like to get it onto his left foot and have a shot here. Just like that. Just
Saka.
like that.
It is 4-0. 4-0. England.
He thought the angle's too wide. I'm going to make it more in my favour. They let him do it.
England.
And the knowledge is there, but the ability to deal with the data and come up with a challenge to stop the fourth goal and the second for Bukayo Saka. England are having a ball here in their opening game.
England are having a laugh here.
Well, he was one-on-one. The cover arrived, but in no position. Just Saka said, well, I'm going to pick my spot here. The 1, 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 in the end in a line as he comes in.
The golden boy.
He used them as a screen, really.
From missing a penalty in the World Cup in Euro final to scoring 2 goals in his first ever World Cup. Respect for Bukayo Saka. Good finish as well. Good finish as well.
Change going on as we look again at the goal for Hamadi has gone off. There we go.
Yeah, this game is
still a good half an hour to go.
This game is finito. It's finished just like how you finish the Sunday roast.
So Mohammadi is off. And the latest arrival is Torabi. Mehdi Torabi. It's not the best time to come on, really. And Bukayo Saka's on a hat-trick. Bukayo Saka's on a hat-trick. This is more encouraging from Iran. Ball played in by
4-0. Well, what can you,
so
what
it is
more
time
can
for
you do
the England
there?
changes.
I mean,
Alan Wilson.
all right, looks like Southgate,
allowed to
what I've been saying,
get his
Southgate
hat-trick.
is bringing on, sorry, for
I always
Callum
think
Wilson,
managers who aren't
Rashford,
strikers
into the
don't
last third.
understand the mentality of forwards and what getting a third goal would mean to the morale and the boost for later games. I remember Thierry Henry telling me once he was substituted when he got 2, he was absolutely furious. It's a clever ball and
Oh!
very, very good goal.
Where did that come from? It was a consolation, but fair play to Iran. I wasn't even concentrating. Wow.
Good finish.
Good
Off the
finish
goalkeeper.
from Iran, and hold on. Iran has said, you may score 4,
Numbers forward, that's
so
the
we'll
key.
just show you what we can do. That caught me off guard. I thought they would clear that.
Nice run
No,
off
through
the
the ball,
shoulder.
bang. What a finish.
And
That
a
was a
very
good finish.
Feisty finish
Fair play to Iran for
from
not
a
giving
frustrated
up. You know, many
Iran.
people just say, fuck it. Iran is still there, still
Porto forward chose
trying to get something
why
out
he's
of
so
this game.
valued in Europe. I haven't had many opportunities. By the flag. England were on the verge of making those substitutions. Harry Maguire.
Maguire's down, Slaved's down.
We had the obvious concussion in the first half for the Iranian goalkeeper. So we've not quite got a game on. England were preparing to make those raft of changes. It hadn't happened. It looks like 4 of 6 committed, but if Maguire is a concussion sub, then we can add more to that. It just shows if you do mess about defensively, Callum Wilson sat back down again. Maybe he's not immediately coming on. Eric Dyer stood up. He might be needed at the back. But this is World Cup football, and you can't.
Here we go, Grealish,
Just
Foden.
think, all right, the 4th goal is being celebrated. It'll be a win, but
looks like Dyer's
very. From the professional point of view, England will be furious about that. Even though it came when Maguire was shaken up.
All right, here we go. All right, what was I gonna say? All right, I'll probably watch the England game. Not sure that I'll watch. I'm just not.
So many ways it hasn't been his year, but
but I'll probably watch. I'll see. Probably not. We'll see how the USA game in Wales.
Aspirins on put
But
right.
I might be a bit late to the Saudi.
He's been able to make his own way off. Eric Dyer, who's only recently got back in the England setup, another of the class of 2018.
We're here now watching the England game. We've been treated to a 5-goal thriller, you know. And we've been treated to a slapper performance of the highest quality that we haven't seen for a very long time.
About the protocol here.
Saka with 2 goals, Bellingham 2 goals, the young man getting the goals, not, you know, the usual Harry Kane. And then Raheem with the goal, and then Iran still showing some sort of fight, which is actually really good. Good to see. Looks like Grealish, Foden, and Rashford
got to be ready.
Coming on.
Southgate is saying, look, this is an indication of how we've conceded a goal, really. Just switched off a little bit. Bellingham dropping back into the middle of the defence alongside Stones to help out. Still another quarter of the game to go. And Dyer Needs the ball to go out of play, or even to put it out, and they haven't done that. And they're inviting more pressure here.
Iran coming again.
Be another
Hold up,
twist
give
to
me a second.
this tail.
Block.
Supporters
That could have been a
really
second.
picking up the
Iran
cudgels
still
and
fighting, still pushing
backing
here,
their
still
team.
pushing.
And Jordan Pickford absolutely furious with what's going on. He's furious with the referee, his teammates. Dyer is on.
We're being treated, ladies and gentlemen, here. Ladies and
Paul
gentlemen,
Maguire.
it's not serious.
Marcus Rashford is coming on for Bukayo Saka. So the hat-trick will have to come another day. It's Foden to Saka in terms of positioning, and Rashford for Sterling. Well, Jack Grealish is on as well for Mason Mount.
They're being treated. England, good statement, good statement. Showing they still have that quality. They have that quality.
This is the new world of the mega substitutions.
To show that they can maybe go far. Maybe it can come from. Maybe actually can come from, but I don't think so.
Does offer one thing to the coaches. You don't get so many players moaning in your ear that they don't get a game. And you can use 16 or 17. Here's Kane.
Oh, here we go.
And an early chance.
Is it 5?
For Rashford.
It is 5-1. Marcus Rashford. It's 5, bro. It's 5-1. I don't know what to say. England
reassert themselves,
are showing that they are
is a
here
case
to
for the
fucking play.
substitute.
They're here to play. England's like, nah, we're here to play. England's
freshest
not
of fresh
messing
legs.
around. We're not giving anyone any chances. They're like, we're gonna annihilate you, cat. And England is 5-1.
Kane did very well.
It's 5-1. It's 5, ladies and gentlemen. 5.
Kept his nerve. Relaxed.
It's an absolute demolition.
Didn't blaze at it. Checked inside, didn't chop inside.
Annihilation. Absolute.
And then a side footed to the corner.
England performing.
Remember his
at the highest
debut?
quality.
Some of you watching will. Against Australia at Sunderland a few years back.
It could be 7.
He scored within 3 minutes. He scored quicker, I think, coming on here than he did then.
Yeah. Amazing. Gareth Southgate.
Going Gareth Southgate's way.
Nah, we'll clap. We'll clap for him. Gareth.
Kane's still there, but he's got
Gareth, you've done well. You've done well. You've done
set
very
of mates
well.
alongside him. Well, Rashford had been out of favour with England, really, and has picked up his game again under the tutelage of Erik ten Hag. He's been doing a lot of good work outside of football, which has been seen as a distraction to his day-to-day job on the training ground and on match days. Very much in the field of childhood poverty and food banks. He's a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, Marcus MBE.
What a game, 5-1.
And it's worth mentioning that because obviously there is a political envelope here involving Iran, involving Qatar. Footballers do a lot of good things. Grealish, one of 5 Manchester City players. Rashford, of course, of Manchester United. I would guess it's Callum Wilson for Harry Kane. England got 6, you might recall, against Panama in the group stage in Russia. Grealish, who hasn't really nailed down a starting berth for England, but is really one of the fans' favourites. Here comes Trippier.
So.
Oh, I think that is a foul. England keep the ball.
I think that was definitely a foul. What was that?
Bellingham, who committed himself, slightly fooled by half a dummy. Well, Sardar Azmoun is going to get a piece of the action. The injury-stricken Bayer Leverkusen striker from the Bundesliga. He's been doing a lot of work on his own in preparation.
Harry Kane coming off, I believe it's going to be Callum Wilson.
Harry Kane follows the protocol, the shortest way off is what you're supposed to do. And Callum Wilson, another relatively late choice as a member of the squad, had a lot of injuries, really done very well to be playing at the elite level of club football. He's another of the Newcastle United contingent, of course. It's only his 5th cap. Azmoun still waiting. They've got the board right. Gets very busy for the 4th official. They have to have a mastery of that technology. Here's Shaw, one of those who has been there from the start.
Really at full time.
Shaw again. Grealish, who is often the most fouled player in the Premier League because he hangs on to the ball and invites the foul.
Oh, what a ball.
Another chance.
Oh. That could have been
from the man who got the 1 goal for the Iranians. He's done very well with very limited supply. Mehdi Taremi. He knows how to find space. He knows how to isolate defenders. So he's on to great acclaim, Sardar Azmoun. So he's going to go through the middle. Taremi, he's going to be up there with him. Ahmad Nouralahi gives way. Shaw. There we are. That's about 15 minutes still to go. And looking to emulate the 6 from 4 years ago, and maybe more. Foden. Out of the Manchester City contingent. Grealish.
Got a 6 stick here.
It's playing low towards Grealish by Rashford. And then come again, Foden, who would probably get a place in most national teams in this tournament. Phil Foden is probably the most unlucky one. He's such a wonderful talent. Past the crowd announced here, whether that's tickets sold or people are in the stadium. It does look pretty full. The noise level's been very good, and all credit to the Iranian fans who, when they got their goal and also when they saw Azmoun rise somewhat from the dead, been written off for this game. They've played their part too, but it's been euphoric England supporters, really. Trippier and Rice having a bit of an inquest about a misplaced pass.
England doing very, very well. Good statement to them.
The USA next. Finish off against Wales. The Battle of Britain. It will be called back home.
About 10 minutes, I would say about 15, 16 minutes to go before finish.
Well, it's been hard work. So Haji Safi and his fellow defenders. And just when he coming to terms with the players that have given him problems, Marcus Rashford arrives. England score again coming from that side, as they did twice with Bukayo Saka. How long before we have cramp substitutes? And it's been a tough day for him. Coach much travelled. Very good at setting up teams, although you'd probably think, what about today? But rampant England has spoilt the Queiroz philosophy for dealing with this opening game. This is how it started. Luke Shaw's left foot putting it on a plate for Jude Bellingham to get his first international goal. Maguire knocking it down for Saka, 2-0. And then the crossing ability of Harry Kane for Sterling, 3. It's as it was at half-time. And saying to Saka, well, you can come on your strong foot and just plonk it in the net. 4-0. And Milan scored. And Rashford arrived, and within moments put his name on a World Cup final score sheet for the first time. Now very strict, and we've been informed as broadcasters the time added on will be to make sure the supporters get the maximum amount of time. The ball isn't in play long enough. That's what the authorities feel, and you know, they certainly have a case, and who would argue against having more action for your money? But with all the stoppages, the substitutions as well, the VAR calls, the old 90 minutes is a bit of an outdated expression. And actually, being a 90-minute footballer is pretty outdated as well, certainly at this level. You always pride yourself on playing the whole game and you come into it, but you have to take a different slant on it now. Very few attacking players get the luxury of playing 90 minutes. Bellingham. Cruise control for England. Foden.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Rashford.
Rashford on the ball. The 6. Rashford.
Well,
oh,
that is a weak area for Iran.
here we go. Foden.
And the latest thrust from that area was Rashford again. Here comes Rice and Rashford. And Dyer, who likes to make a run towards the near post. Eric Dyer.
and
Watch out for that. There he goes. It's over him. The referee's given the foul. John Stones, who had a couple in that big win over Panama. Shaw. Shaw trying to fizz it into Wilson. Grealish. Now Bellingham. He's going to play 90 minutes. Rashford. Wilson trying to stay onside.
It could be 6.
He's done that.
Oh,
Pass couldn't quite get to
another
it.
tackle. We're approaching full time here.
And very, very determined Callum Wilson to
England,
keep playing. Had
very, very good performance.
all sorts of
Iran,
operations on both knees.
I think they just got outclassed.
Can't keep a good man down.
That consolation goal, other than that, nothing much from Iran.
Foden.
And yeah, that's really about it. We'll just see if there's anything else that happens within the next 5
Much
6
from
minutes.
Grealish. Trippier.
England look like they want more.
They're wanting to enjoy
Rashford.
themselves right to the very end.
Here we go.
Shaw. Oh, and Rice. It's
Rice lost it.
3 against
Here comes
4.
Iran.
They're getting numbers back.
England
Iran's
dealt
throw.
with that.
Trippier was
Dealt with
somewhat
that
exposed
very
by
nicely.
a little bit of over-elaboration
Very,
from
very
Declan
nicely
Rice.
they dealt with that. Declan Rice, that
Quickly back on the ball
blunder.
again, though not for
Hopefully he
long.
does not.
This
He does,
time.
hopefully he doesn't do that again.
Wilson gives chase. Well, we had 14 added minutes if you haven't been with us for the entire evening. 14 added minutes because of an injury very early in the game to Bayram Van, the starting goalkeeper for Iran. In 1 or 2 stoppages in the second half. Harry Maguire, which will be something that England will have to look at with a shortage of central defenders. One of the reasons why I think that they played with a back 4 rather than the 3 at the back that Gareth Southgate's used quite often. Well, Kyle Walker, who hasn't played for a few weeks, is on the road to recovery. They won't have to push him straight into a game as a starter. Deception by Grealish.
Iran offside.
One of those offside decisions where the actual restart is in the team's own half. Everybody says that he's saying it as well. Sardar Azmoun, but it's where the players stopped, not where the infringement occurred. He's
about the
still
most.
trying to lecture a FIFA World Cup referee that he's got the laws wrong. Relatively recent change.
This man did not score.
Last year, it's been in for
Harry
a few
Kane
years.
somehow did not get on the score sheet against Iran.
Most football fans would fail an exam on the laws of the game on that question.
But
doesn't happen very often, but it happened
is
then.
what it is. As long as you win, that's all that matters. And England have won.
2 minutes plus added time.
And we've seen, I think, from the
Khalifa
start players. Firstly, Maguire
International
played
Stadium.
very well.
This has been a good venue for England and their supporters.
Saka plays well. Rashford is good off the bench. Bellingham moves up, plays quickly. Rice can actually cough up a lot in defense. Trippier, Shaw, Coffey, and
Special day for him. Tough for Iran to get even 20% share of possession. That's 70% of England has been very controlled possession as well.
But overall, a very good England. Pittsburgh, I don't think they haven't had to do it much. Won the save, but Finish steady with distribution going good. Here we go.
Should be in for number 6 here.
This could be number 6.
For
Grealish. It's 6-1. 6-1. I repeat, 6-1.
It might just be a footnote. But
6-1.
well played the England substitutes. Gareth Southgate's got so much right. There's one huddle here, there's another on the halfway line. No offside from that angle anyway.
1.
And Callum Wilson unselfishly said to Jack Grealish, knock that in. It's normally Wilson in that sort of position. This time it was Jack in the box. And England have the 6th. Whether the route is complete, we've still got a few minutes of added time. That's one for the fans, the Grealish entourage. He knows how to play to the gallery. Well, I've worked for SBS for long enough to know that one can't assume that the Australian audience is all backing England. But there will be plenty who will have enjoyed this. And for those who are favouring other nations, and perhaps looking at England as the last country they want to win the World Cup, there's a lot more football to be played, and don't judge it all on this, but it's been pretty good from the 3 Lions. Well, we've got another 10 minutes, so this is going to go down as the longest game. Didn't think it'd be as much as that.
Extra time.
But again, this is part of the new policy. The VAR has hardly been too much of that. There's the Harry Maguire
10 minutes.
injury. There's been a lot of substitutions. So 59 plus 55 on the clock. I think they might just say, well, we'll have a bit of this for an even bigger victory. I certainly wouldn't back against it.
Crazy. What a long-ass game. It could be 7-1. I wouldn't mind seeing 7-1.
Well, there would have been a lot in the English media today about all this. Could be tricky. England 6 games without a win, but now a win with 6 goals in it. And the power to add.
Crazy.
Grealish. Here's Trippier. Stones. This little nicked header from Bellingham. Perfectly designed for Grealish. Ooh, and one of those that might keep on going. Oh, get a touch from Wilson, who was trying to get across his man. Did keep on going, but into the goalkeeper's grasp. I think we'll have to revamp our off-air times in the broadcasting world. These long, much appreciated. Can't argue against it. Time for the fans to get the experience. For Iranian fans, that's not the kind of experience they want more time for, but it is value for money. It's expensive to watch the game at this level. And teams these days don't shut up shop. It's not so easy to do that. The way the game is played, and delighted to say that managing matches and getting across the line and winning 2-0 the Jose Mourinho way it used to be. It's so easy now, even Jose's finding that out. Here's Rice. Rashford. There we go. Grealish. Just want to emphasize one point again. The difference has looked physical. I mean, Iran have got some very good players, as Foz and Boz have been saying in the studio, and they're absolutely right. But the England players are here in the middle of their season. They've been playing games with this intensity only since August, and they are absolutely ready for this tournament, that's for sure. Whether they're good enough, we'll see as
6-1.
time goes on.
What more could you have asked for
Fitness-wise,
England?
we've seen a massive gap between the two countries.
An amazing performance.
And that's
from
no
the Three
disrespect to
Lions.
Carlos Queiroz and his coaching methods.
Oh, Iran here.
He's out here
Iran
to Moharami.
It could be 6-2. England here.
And England can break again.
Yeah, breaking again one more time. Foden.
Foden's pass.
Foden's pass, not good.
Callum Wilson is one of those who thrives on scoring goals, for whom scoring a goal is what playing football is all about. We'd love to get one here. And the 7th of 7 as it might be, it won't matter. England concerned about not letting it a second, which would be Gareth Southgate a little bit on the shabby side. Grealish sent crashing. And I say again, his style of play does invite those challenges. He's got 3 trunks of legs, so he's built to withstand it. But these kind of tackles never pain-free for the player on the receiving end. Foden. And the Rashford might get there. So he gives away the foul.
It's a very long game, chat. Very long game. First 14 minutes added time, now 10 minutes. Hey, yo, people in the stadium getting the value for their money in England, enjoying
All this happening after Berendam was substituted. And the goalkeeper on the receiving end, Hossein Hosseini, has had the joy of being summoned from the bench to play in a World Cup game, but he's been on the wrong team for personal ambition. He's not going to throw it square. And do over-elaborate.
Here comes the right.
Oh, they're not going to concede another one. It was the sort of chance that Azmoun normally absolutely devours.
That could have been 6-2.
But it is just a
Pickford
little
with the save
clause at the end of this.
That could have been 6-2.
That England in the second half, from the start of the second half with Pickford, if you recall, have looked the kind of vulnerable team that those who fear England might not have a long run here would point to that as that is an Achilles heel for Gareth Southgate and his squad. And it should have been 6-2. There's players who've got 3 of the 6, 2 for Saka, 1 for Sterling. Well,
yeah, for the longest, very long.
Haji Safi.
130 minutes.
Ehsan. Haji Safi. He's got a very good left foot, despite that touch of cramp earlier. He's still out there to try and give England a bit of embarrassment. Right, again, the puts been a pretty comfortable game. Pickford powers it away.
So we're nearing the end. About a minute and a half left.
Player Kanani, who was
coming to the end of this game.
feeling that might have carried a hint of deliberate contact. I'm pretty sure it did. The goalkeeper has to go for that. Their own goalkeeper got injured going for that himself. So another VAR. Having a look at this. Kanani, Zadiganan.
20 minutes in live streaming. This stream, let's compare this stream to us. So this stream got about 134 views.
Yeah, he's going to have a look at it. Possible penalty.
Hold on. Penalty.
And they invariably go with the VAR instruction.
There could be a possible penalty for Ronald.
Had a penalty in the first game. I recall mentioning last night that in the 2018 finals there were 29 penalties, 22 of which were scored. Now where's the offence going to come here?
Hold on.
No, it was poor Liganji.
That could be a penalty. Pull this shirt. Part of like grabbing him, choking him.
Oh, that's a clear and obvious error, but the referee's been asked to have a look.
Could be I think it's a penalty.
Pickford just going for the ball.
I think. Unless it's not.
Seeing all the angles here, what's he going to do? Well, he's giving the penalty.
Penalty.
They have to be brave to go against their instructions from the technical hub.
This is a penalty for Iran. This could
so
be
the last knockings of a goal-filled game. Mehdi Taremi is going to take it. Jordan Pickford. Rather academic, but it's very much, if you like, a modern-day decision, technology decision.
Can Taremi put this one away?
And if it increases the number of goals, VAR, rather than taking the number down, which it did to start with, it certainly has cause for praise. Anyway, penalty it is against England. He's already beaten Pickford once. Holding the sense of drama here. Maybe waiting for Pickford to commit himself. He's not going to do that, the England goalkeeper. He can't stop it, and he does commit himself.
6-2.
Iran have a second, he has a second. And the goals keep on coming. In the second match of the FIFA 2022 World Cup. Good penalty. He held his nerve. Pickford had to dive somewhere, and he went the wrong way. They've had a much better second half. Carlos Queiroz. And that was the last kick of the game. So mixed feelings for Gareth Southgate. Obviously delighted with the capacity to score again after 6 games without a win. To get the 6 goals.
Iran 2. That's it today.
And a very good first half. A bit more over-relaxed in the second half. It started with Jude Bellingham. Saka got a couple, Sterling in between them. Rashford came on and scored within moments. Grealish came on and scored, set up by Callum Wilson, another substitute. A couple for Mehdi Taremi. Pretty emphatic from England, but enough in the second half for those critics who believe that haven't got the defensive capabilities